Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Lions going up against the Giants. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thanks. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This crowd a few minutes ago stirred into action at the side of their men in blue emerging from the MetLife tunnels. We're set to go as the Giants get ready to match up with the Detroit Lions. Alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. Meanwhile, for the Lions here, so the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now the first carry for Matt Jones. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Out of the gun, Griffin. And he's got his rookie first rounder. It's Evan Ingram. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
To throw is RG3. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Kerry Hyder coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll run it with Jones. And he's got some space here. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
Man, you're talking about a coach setting the tone on the first drive of the ball game. On his own side of midfield, he says, forget it, punting unit. We're going for it. And his guys are able to get him a first down.
Griffin. He finds his target, Beckham. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Well, the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now Griffin. Brought in by Coates. And he's brought down. 12 more yards there and another first down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, just keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that at just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that's the way you get an opening drive going. Pick up the first down, convert on third down, and how about doing it old school style, doing it with a run and play.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Matt Jones. The offense set to take the field here as they have the football in the final minute of this first quarter. And the Giants ready to come out now. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor. Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
A very solid gain of 27. And before they can run another play, the clock hits triple zeros. And time is up on the first quarter. 7-3 the score. Back to MetLife Stadium in just a moment.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. From the gun, it's Griffin. Some strong running at the 20. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. The Giants offense, they were 30th in red zone trips a season ago, but they're in the red zone now, 1st and 10. From the red zone now, here's Griffin on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
Escaping the pressure right. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Able to pick up a dozen yards there on the scramble, but not enough. 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
So they surrendered 3 points, and now after the kickoff, This offense gets ready to take over the football. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. Griffin, and they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3. He's got a man, complete. It's a big-time play there for the G-Man. 42 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
On first down, Griffin. He rifles one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
And that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Here's Griffin sliding out of the pocket. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, Giants. RG3, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants strike quickly here for 6 points. Well, you want to talk about making something out of nothing. Boy, he did that right there. What an incredible run.
Obviously a pass play, and he couldn't find anyone open downfield. But sometimes the receivers just run those defenders off, and it creates a wide open space.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. Now it's Griffin. He'll let it go deep. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're hoping to redo their efforts. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Odell Beckham, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Giants strike quickly here for 6 points. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second.
So after giving up the touchdown, now what can this offense do? Can they strike back? We'll see. 1st and 10. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a hole. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back at the 32-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half. It's Griffin looking deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. So we've reached halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the Giants out in front. As we'll send you down the coast to Orlando, where we check in with our friend Larry Ridley and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
All right, Brandon, we'll see if I can get through this without being skipped as we welcome you to our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Giants are happy to be sitting in the locker room with the lead. The Lions won't panic either. They know they just need to take it one play at a time. So let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Giants now late in the first. Jones' stiff arm attempt works perfectly, and he capped off the long drive with the TD. The lead grows to 4. First and 10. The catch will be made deep down the field, and he'll end up at the 35-yard line before being tackled. Offense on the field now after the INT. Griffin's going to break into the secondary, and this two-play drive goes for a TD. The Giants go up by 11. Now first and 10. The deep ball is on target here, and he'll take this all the way for the touchdown. That takes the lead up to 12.
All right, Larry, thank you. A fairly tight game here as we get set to resume play in this second half. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 4. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now Griffin on first down. Flushed out right. Space to maneuver at the 40. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
And there's Robert Griffin III showing off the wheels that he's possessed all the way back to his time at Baylor, where he was a 400-meter hurdles champion of the Big 12.
He has 2 Texas State records for the 110 300-meter hurdle, so we know this guy can move.
And the best part about him now, I think he's learning how to protect himself better when he does take off.
Now a play fake here on first down. Looking for Pryor long. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver, and now it's third down.
I don't know about you, but I wanted to reach out of the booth and snatch that pass myself. That thing floated forever up there. I think that threw off the timing of the receiver. That's why he couldn't get his feet down even though he caught the ball.
You know, Charles, I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, me too.
For you. I wanted to see you reach out and catch that.
Yeah, you've heard about my hands, huh? In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you got to be ready for the short throw. In this case,
so the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. On first and 10, it's Griffin. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. They've got his man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Odell Beckham with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Giants are able to grow their lead.
in order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. Throwing now, Griffin on first down. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On second down, here's Griffin. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. It's the 2014 NFL interception leader, Glover Quinn. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Pryor has it complete. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Terrell Pryor, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Giants add on to their lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You got to get him.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They go play action here on first down. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And it's caught inside the 30. A big play there for the Giants. 49 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
They'll throw on first down with Griffin. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Now Griffin on second down. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. Evan Ingram, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. What a great weapon. So often, such a big mismatch.
And there's no route he can't run. You name it, he's going to do it. And he's a matchup nightmare for the defense. No matter who they put on him, he's going to...
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. On first down, Griffin. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 30. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Giants coming up on first and goal. Remember, they had only 6 rushing touchdowns all of last year, fewest in the league. Now it's Griffin. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Evan Ingram with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Giants add on to their lead. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. Griffin going to throw it. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. On second down, Griffin looking for Pryor long. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays that way, but I like what you just said. Throw it to him deep and get it in a big chunk.
But incomplete on that try. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. And Detroit getting set. Big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Giants, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL.